So let us start with the today's lecture. We are having in the previous lecture we have seen with the permanent adjustment. What is permanent adjustment? As well as we have seen what are the basic fundamental lines and the relations with the permanent. Today we are going to see with the topic second topic, in which we are going to see one of the experiment in which we have to see how the permanent adjustment can be done by using the proper practicals or experimental field work, on which we will have or we can say that the instrument is in permanent adjustment, or if it is not, then we can assume that the instrument requires the permanent adjustment. As we are knowing that there are two adjustment. First is temporary adjustment. Second one is a permanent adjustment. Temporary adjustment can be done at each and every time when we set up the instrument on the field. Permanent adjustment is done by a person who is manufacturing that particular levels. But if after some duration of using that particular instrument, the basic relation between the lines, fundamental lines, may not be the accurate. So we have to check before starting of any kind of work. We have to check whether my instrument is in permanent adjustment or not. If it is not in the permanent adjustment and still we have started off our work, what will happen? Whatever the work, whatever the observation that we are going to see, going to take by using that particular leveling instrument, those observations may not be correct at all. So after some time we have to check, we have to cross check our instrument whether the instrument is in adjustment, whether the instrument is giving the correct results. Okay, so to check the instrument's permanent adjustment, we are having two tests. In the first test, we have seen that we have to do the temporary adjustment or bringing the bubble at the center of its run by using the foot screws. After several trials, after several making your instrument parallel to first any two foot screws, and the second step parallel to the first position, we will bring the bubble at the center. If in this case bubble won't be at the center, we have to measure the deviation of the bubble. Suppose that deviation is d, the distance from the center of bubble and the deviated bubble. If it is by this d, we have to do two steps. In the first step, we have to use a capstan headed nut. Revolve that particular nut in a clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction, assuming or observing the movement of the bubble, and bring half the bubble back towards the center. Remaining half means d by 2 is done by the capstan headed nut, and remaining d by 2 is done by using a foot screw. Okay, again repeat the same process. Rotate the foot screw either in clockwise or anti-clockwise, and bring the bubble exactly accurately at the center of its run. So this is our first test to check whether your instrument is in permanent adjustment or not. Okay, let us go for the second test. The second test, name of second test is test number 2 is, I'll name it as two peg test. Two peg test. So all of you have heard about the instrument peg. Do you know what is peg? PEG. One of the instrument. Let me ask the same question to the students. Do you know what is peg? Wooden peg. Yes. Unmute yourself and answer my question. What is the meaning of wooden peg? Am I audible to all of you? Yes.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. Yes. Can you tell me what is wooden peg? Yes. Unmute yourself and answer the question. Anyone? What is wooden peg? You have studied this wooden peg in your first year, basic civil engineering. Please raise your hands if you have studied. Please raise your hands if you have studied. I can not see any kind of. No one have studied this wooden pegs. Yes, I can see some Shubham and Dhananjay Patil also raised his hands. Neeraj also given me the same. So many students have seen or studied. So any one of you can tell me what is the meaning of wooden peg? Yes, wooden peg. I'll draw a rough sketch of wooden peg. If you have any, you have not memorized it. I have just drawn an image, a construction image of wooden peg. Now, is it possible to explain what is wooden peg? No one?
Sure.
Yes. Yes.
It is used to indicate the particular station.
Very
in your
good.
field.
Very good. Dhananjay, very good. It is having a. Dhananjay, please mute yourself. Okay. Now you can see it is a square wooden pipe, wooden peg, which is made up of at one end it is having a square egg and other end is made up of a sharp edge. Now, if we wanted to identify one of the point onto the ground, we are having two instruments. We are having two instruments. One is wooden peg. This is wooden peg. Square in shape, almost it might be 4 centimeter by 4 centimeter area on the top, and a length might be 15 or 20 centimeter in height. And it is used to put or identify the point onto the ground, or we can say to identify the station. Right. This is the one instrument. Another instrument is one more instrument is there. Another instrument to mark. Yes, anybody seen this particular instrument? A metal, we can say metal. It is made up of a small diameter, maybe less than 6 mm, and one end is having a circular shape, and other end is having a sharp edges. Now again, it is used for the same purpose. It is made up of wooden. It is whether it is made up of steel. It is made up of iron. What is the name of this particular instrument?
Arrow.
So it's arrow.
Arrow. Arrow.
This is arrow. And this is wooden peg. Okay. So these are the two instruments used to identify the station onto the ground. So for this particular experiment, we are going to use the pegs. We are going to use the pegs, two pegs. That's why the test is known as two peg test. Understood? Okay. So let us start with the actual experiment, two peg test. All of you, please write down today's topic as permanent adjustment test number 2, 2-peg test, and draw the figure with me. I am using the whole board, and please let me know if nothing or anything not visible to you. So just start with the drawing. All of you, please draw the figure simultaneously. We could save time for drawing. I have drawn a simple figure in which two stations are given. Let us name the station as capital A and capital B. I have kept the instrument in between capital A and capital B exactly midway. The total distance between A and B is capital. So here in the first figure, I have shown an instrument. Let us say the instrument is at point O, and I have selected 2 points, point A and point B. I have kept a wooden peg on A as well as on B. Now we have assumed that instrument is not in permanent adjustment. You got my point? We have assumed that instrument is not in permanent adjustment. So I have shown the line of collimation inclined upward. There might be two cases. In first case, line of collimation may be inclined upward. In second case, line of collimation may be inclined downward. So here what I have taken that line of collimation is inclined upward. Now, when I see or when I take the reading observations on both the points, point A and point B, observation at point A is small a, observations on point B is small b. Now one more question about it. Whether my aim in this case, leveling all the time, my aim in this case will be to find out the level difference between the 2 points. So here point A and point B. Here point A and point B are having a level difference. My instrument is not in permanent adjustment, but still I wanted to find out the difference between the point A and point B. If I write a statement that true level difference between point A and point B, is equal to A minus B. Whether the statement is correct? Do you agree with the statement? Students, please go through the figure first. What I have done, I have kept the leveling instrument on station 2. I have assumed that the instrument is not in permanent adjustment, and I have identified two pegs at point A, at point B, and on the particular peg I have kept a measuring star at A as well as at point B. Now, the dotted line shows the exact or true line of collimation. Dotted line shows exact or true line of collimation. But the true inclined line, which is inclined upwards, shows us the instrument is not in permanent adjustment. Line of collimation is inclined upward. Now, in this case also, I would like to find out the level difference between point A and point B by using this statement. Now, all of you, let me know whether the statement is correct. If yes, why? If no, why? All of you, please comment or unmute yourself and comment about the statement. We have drawn the same particular figure earlier. We have gone through one of the principles on this particular figure. If you remember, this was your hint. And tell me whether the statement that I have written on the board, whether it is correct. If correct, tell me why. If it is not correct, then again you have to specify. Yes, let me see how many students have that particular theoretical topic in your notebook, and you have to refer that particular theory and answer the question. Let me see who is there.
Hello,
Yes, who is this?
Sakshi Borsate.
Yes, Sakshi, tell me.
Sir, true difference of level between point A and B will be equal to true reading at A minus true reading at B.
Okay, what will be the true reading at A and B?
Capital A into small a will be true reading at A.
Capital A into small a.
Yes, sir.
Capital A is only just a point.
Station.
Station, correct. So how multiplication of station multiplied by staff reading will be there? Did you understood? See,
Yes, sir.
capital B are only the point name, station name, and small a and small b are staff reading. Instrument kept exactly midway between the 2 points, point A and point B. Just focus on d by 2 and d by 2. You will get the hint. This is the hint. Just refer the previous lecture. You will find a similar figure in your notebook. Sakshi, go through the previous lecture. You will have the same data, same figure in previous lectures. Dhananjay, Neeraj, Yash, Sangram Sinha, Ashish.
Sir, there is rise from A to B.
Dhananjay, just comment about the statement. Just comment about this statement A and B. I am not asking about the rise and fall. Whether it is correct, if yes, I will say yes. If it is wrong, say wrong. Fine.
It is wrong, sir.
It is wrong.
A plus d by 2 minus b plus a by d by 2.
Okay. Okay. Now Shivam, please mute yourself. Any other answers from your side? Shivam saying this is wrong. Any other answers? No one? Yes, I can hear someone. Samruddhi is there. Many other students are there. Almost maybe 65 students are there, but only few students are answering me. But okay, no problem. Shivam, can you tell me in which part we have completed this particular topic? Anyone can tell me the topic in which we have completed this particular portion?
Principle of equalizing backside and foresight distance.
Yes, who? Yes, principle of.
Equalizing backside and foresight
Very good.
distance.
Very good, Shiva. Principle of backsighting and foresighting, in which we have seen that though your instrument is not in adjustment, if you put your instrument exactly at the center of point A and point B, whatever the reading, staff reading you will get, if you find out the difference between A and B, that is your true level difference. Why? Why? Because I have kept the D by 2 and D by 2 same. Means if I name this particular triangle as O1, say this is B1 and say B2. If you focus on O1, B1, B2, one triangle exactly opposite to the another triangle, same capital A1 and A2 and O. Both the triangles are similar triangles. Am I correct? Both the triangles are similar triangles. Why? Because the angle subtended by the triangles are same. Because I have kept the distances same. So whatever the reading from the ground at point A as well as at point B, if you take the difference, double difference, you will get it as it is. Because line of collimation is inclined at both the points. Line of collimation is inclined on both the stations also. So whatever the angle, say if it is theta 1, this is also theta 1. Angle won't change. If angle won't change, distance kept same, whatever the height I will get, that height won't change. That height will be true star reading. That is the principle of backsetting and foresetting. Correct. So A and B is correct. By using any of the instrument, whether it is dumpy level, whether it is auto level, if you prepare the situation like this, keep the instrument exactly between point O, A and B. Then take the staff reading at A, at B, and just take the difference between two staff readings. You will get the true level difference. Okay, write down the particular theory. Here, this is my figure number 1. This is my figure number 1. All of you write down the theoretical part of first figure. I'll explain the process again. Two pegs at A and B are kept onto the ground. Leveling instrument is placed exactly midway between two pegs A and B. Let us name the instrument station as O. We have assumed that instrument is not in permanent adjustment. By using the same position of the instrument, I have taken the staff reading on A, staff reading on B. I will write a statement. True level difference between both the points is equal to small a minus small b. Okay, please write down this statement. I'll wait for few minutes. And if you are facing any kind of problem while writing the procedure, please let me know. The students, please ask me the question if you have any kind of doubts regarding it. I am waiting to complete your theoretical part. Please type yes if you have finished with your reading. I am Samruddhi. I am facing connectivity problem and hence unable to see the screen. Samruddhi cannot see the screen. Means whether the problem is from Samruddhi's side or from my side. What about the remaining students? Can you see the screen? I think the screen is visible. Shivam, screen is visible. Neeraj, Sakshi.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay, maybe Samruddhi might have connectivity issues from her side. So I think, okay, Samruddhi, please ask to your friends about the today's lecture. Gaurav Chavan saying it is blur. Yash also said it is blur. See the screen. Provisional 20. Okay, okay. Well, it is not clear. No. Okay. So what can I do? See, I think there might be some issue with connectivity. Unpin करून परत पिन करा सरांना. मला पिन करताय का तुम्ही? Screen is blurring. Suhas is saying. बघा म्हणजे please go through the settings. I don't know any kind of setting, but as one of the student is saying that unpin and pin and check it whether it is clear. Yes, whether the procedure is completed. I wanted to draw one more procedure. I wanted to draw one more figure. Complete. Okay, Sakshi given me it is complete. I think all of you have finished. Theory is complete. So I am facing connectivity problem and hence unable to screen. Okay, Samruddhi. Okay, no problem. I will share the notes after finishing this week. In this week, I will share all the notes with related to the unit number 1, as we are going to complete the unit number 1 once we will finish up this permanent adjustment. Gaurav, please check the connectivity from your side. He is saying that the screen is blurred, but still many students can see the particular screen. Please draw the second figure. Please draw the second figure. In the second figure, I have not changed the position of. I have not changed the position of pegs. I have kept the distance same. Means this is B. This is A. This is B. But I have changed the instrument station from earlier it was at midpoint of A and B, but in this case I have kept it at O1. I have not changed the instrument. I have not changed the position of point A, peg A and peg B. Distance between peg and peg B is D, capital D. I have just changed the instrument from O to A, O1. I have kept the instrument very near to point A. I have kept the instrument very near to point A. The reading on staff A is A1. Reading on staff A is say A1 and say on B it was B1. On B, let us say it was B1. What I have done, instrument position changed. I have kept very near the point A. I have taken the staff readings on both the staff A and staff B. At staff A it was A1, at staff B it was B1. Now, if I would like to find out the level difference for the figure number 2, say this is figure number 2. So what I will write A1 minus B1 level difference. Now here I will see. Sorry, any doubts? Am I audible? Please raise your hand if I am audible. Okay. See, I will use one more word over here. I won't use a level difference. I will use as apparent level difference. A1 minus B1. Apparent level difference. A1 minus B1. All of you please draw the figure immediately, as we need to go for the next procedure. Please draw the figure immediately. We have to go for the next procedure. Name the figure with figure number A as well as figure number B. Vikram Singh, please mute yourself. Name the figure with first and second. The first figure, instrument kept midway between point A and point B. In the second figure, instrument is shifted very near and kept very near to point A. And again, I have taken the level difference, which is called as apparent level difference. A1 minus B1. A1 is staff reading at A, B1 is staff reading at B. Please let me know in once you have finished with the figure. Screen is visible. Gaurav said just screen. Pranav Kshirsagar is saying screen blur ahe. Maki, I am not getting exactly. The screen is still blur. Yes. See, I can't see. I can't do anything from my side as it is a infrastructure, or we have running almost from morning 9 to 4 all the lectures up to 5. It is a system which is created by the college. Please check the connectivity. I am having good connectivity over here. The remaining students can see the particular screen as well as screen is blur to slow network due to slow network. Okay. I might, this is correct. Provisional 095, 94 have given me. I think it might be correct. The screen is blur due to the network connection. Okay. Whether the part is complete, figure. We are going to end up this lecture with a statement. I am going to end up this statement, lecture with a statement. In this figure, we have two level difference. Which is A minus B. In second figure, we have apparent difference A1 minus B. Now, please understand the statement. If Let me know whether true and level difference are same or not. If true difference and apparent difference are same, what will be the statement? That will be the conclusion of today's lecture. If true difference and apparent difference are same, what we are going to comment about the permanent adjustment of the level. Please think for 2 minutes and I will give you the conclusion at the end of this 2 minutes. Here, why I am saying true is I have kept the angle same by keeping the distances equal. So d by 2 and d by 2 same. So I have got a1 minus a minus b as a true difference. But when I shifted the instrument very near to point A, I have got some readings, say A1 and B1, which is called as an apparent difference, and this is called as a true difference. So please go through the figure and study. If true difference and apparent difference are same, if true difference and apparent difference distance are same, I will say that instrument is in permanent adjustment. Understood? If true and apparent differences are same, I will say that your instrument is in permanent adjustment. And if true and apparent difference distances are not same, true and apparent differences are not same, your instrument is not in permanent adjustment. This is the conclusion of today's lecture. Okay, please write it down. Please write down the statement. First statement: if true level difference and apparent level difference are same, if true level difference and apparent level difference are same, instrument is said to be in permanent adjustment. Instrument is in permanent adjustment, and if true level difference and apparent level difference are not same, then instrument is not in permanent adjustments. Instrument not in permanent adjustments. So with this statement, I am going to conclude the today's lecture. We will see the remaining part. If instrument is in adjustment, then it is okay. But if instrument is not in adjustment, what to do and what are the calculations is to be done, that we will study in Wednesday's lecture. Sure. Suhas, I will share all the notes, handwritten notes. Once I'll complete the topic, once I'll complete unit number 1. So maybe on Saturday we are having a lecture. Students, if on Saturday, if I prepare, maybe this Saturday, if it is okay, if on Saturday we are having a lecture, working day, shall I schedule the lecture from morning 9 to 12 if it is 2 lectures? Whether it is okay? On Saturday we are having a lecture on 11 o'clock as per the schedule. So if I schedule that at a morning 9 to 12, whether it is okay? Type your answers, type your views on this particular topic. Today I am going to end up this lecture, and if you have any kind of doubts, please chat in the chat box. Okay, thank you very much and stay home and stay safe.